last 15, 20 years, I worked first as bursar of an independent school, really enjoyed that, and when I left there, that's when I really retired from my profession. But I wasn't ready to give up work, I wanted another 3 or 4 years. So I worked for a charity in Leicester, just doing their admin in their books. We were contemplating on eventual retirement and decided to sell the much larger house that we had, and we wanted a completely different lifestyle, so we didn't simply move to a smaller house. We were looking for a city centre apartment so that it would be a complete change. When the agent first brought me into the apartment, it was a sunny day, and the thing that struck me about it most was how very light it was and very bright all the rooms were, and that's what sold it to me really, that and the balcony. As I was giving up a garden, I wanted plenty of outside space.
I'm a prison officer at Glenparva, so I've been there for just over 3 years now, looking to transfer to Leicester prison, which makes it even better for me because it's only a 5-minute walk instead of a 15-minute drive.
And I'm a drugs worker in the same prison, which is actually where we met.
Yeah.
And I'm staying there, I'm going back after my maternity leave. Initially it was just as a starter home for me and Dan. And again, it was just, we weren't sure what our long-term plans were, so city centre apartment, it's an ideal sort of property that will keep its value, ideal location for getting in and around the Midlands as well as just Leicester as well. It's actually really spacious. We've got 2 double bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, so it suits us and our needs.
Spare bedrooms fit all Tobias's nursery stuff in and a double bed, so if anyone does stay over, we have friends and family coming over to visit, and they've got the space for them as well.
It's nice to have your own bit of space outside as well, just a bit of privacy, and like we've got a picnic table out there, so friends over for dinner, or we've had the paddling pool up, and just things like that, where it's your own bit of space to just relax.
Yeah.
I'm a self-employed bricklayer. Been doing that for nearly 30 years now. Started with a 4-year apprenticeship, 26 years self-employed, creative, and I enjoy it a lot.
I'm a senior executive in the civil service, and I've been a civil servant for 28 years. I commute most days to work, and I do various travel to London, Manchester, Birmingham, and within the Midlands, so the vicinity to the train station for me is excellent. It's under a 10-minute walk, so to cut out that time in the morning and the evenings that I previously had to travel, that's been a bonus for me.
The fact that the eco-ness of the building, the low bills, everything seemed to be stacking up.
It was obviously very modern, had a very warm feeling, and certainly for myself, I think you get a feeling of a property as soon as you enter it, and this one felt right for me, so I was absolutely sold from day one on this one.
We viewed quite a few different apartments around the city centre, but this one was way above anything else that's out there.
I think if I was to kind of recommend the apartments here at Phoenix, I think the kind of key selling point is how vibrant the venue is. I know working here for me is such an exciting place, and no day is the same. You meet new people, the venue is so modern and kind of professional, but likewise it's got quite a nice community, kind of local kind of hub feel about it.
The multimedia, the creative workspaces, the residential, it just makes it all sort of the full package. So, I certainly, that partly drew us to it for the feel of the building.
It draws a younger crowd in, a more creative crowd. That's another thing that drew us as well, because young at heart. I think the more businesses that come like that, I think the whole building will benefit, and the area of the cultural quarter as well, because it has to stay. Things move at a rapid pace, so it's things like that are fantastic, and I welcome them all the time.
It's kind of a unique building actually. It creates unique kind of creative spaces but social spaces, and I think there's not actually many places, I'd say, in the city that has this kind of mixed use and this vibrancy of a cafe space, an independent cinema, a gallery space, and then obviously professional workspaces. So it is actually a really exciting dynamic space to socialise, to develop kind of professional creative kind of tools, but also to meet new people, to really meet the local people of Leicestershire, because although it's quite a modern and kind of unique building and it's got that kind of national, international feel about it, actually the audience make it feel really kind of homely, and it really is a kind of digital village and hub here at Phoenix.
Inkling's one of the nicest tattoo studios, I would say. If you come in here, it's a very sort of warm, open, friendly atmosphere, different types of music, not always heavy metal, sometimes a bit of like dubstep, a bit of reggae, so everyone always feels very comfortable and easy here.
People always feel welcome kind of coming in and having a chat, and even if they're coming in for like their first kind of tattoo, like they don't feel kind of intimidated by anything. So we always try and make people feel like as welcome as possible, really. So, but yeah, it is nice kind of working around here.
And we offer tea to everyone.
Yes.
Every single day is something completely different. So you get to wake up in the morning looking forward to doing something new each day.
Yeah. You just like learn how to like adapt to like each person, because everyone has like their own individual way of doing things. So you build up like really good friendships with people as well. Like you kind of see them and like you spend a lot of time with them. Like with big pieces of work, you could, like for sleeves and stuff, you could be spending like 20-30 hours with them, like overall, like potentially more with like bigger pieces. So you're sitting down with like this one person for a while, so it's nice to be able to kind of have a bit of a chat beforehand, have a cup of tea, and just like a nice kind of chill out with them, and you know, it's a lot more kind of relaxed and stuff.
I've used the tattooist with the tattoo on the arm with Tobias' name and his date of birth. And before the tattooist, it used to be a hairdresser's, which I used to regularly use.
I used the beautician's that was there as well.
Yeah, it was bizarre when I went down and spoke to the girl in there. She was like, "Where do you live?" I was like, "Upstairs." And it was like, okay, that's a bit different.
Dan was, when he came in, I think it was his first tattoo. I can't remember if he had anything else at the time. But when he came in, he was really sort of looking forward to getting something that was going to be unique to him, something that was light and airy. And even though I only spent a couple of hours with him at that time, it was that period of a couple of hours we built up sort of a nice little repertoire. Is that the word? Repartee? I can never pronounce that properly. But whenever he walks past now with like the baby and his wife and stuff like that, they all sort of wave and say hello and stop and have a little chat with us. So we get to, from just spending a couple of hours with people like that, you get to sort of know them outside the shop as well, because they'll sort of stop and say hello and ask how things are going, and then they'll start talking to you, because usually he came in with just the idea of one, and I said to him, by the end of this you're going to be thinking of having another one, and by the end of it he was pretty much like, yeah, I could probably get another one done. So it's sort of, you get that lovely little sort of link with people.
We've all become very friendly with each other, and there's a nice social life within the building as a result of it.
I think when at home, I bake regularly. I have a lot of other mums with young babies come round to visit at the minute.
To have an event in any one apartment is impossible because there's too many of us to fit in any of them. Groups of us get together and cook for each other, and I've taken up cycling since I retired, and so has one of my neighbours on the third floor, and she and I take ourselves off cycling around Rutland Water or into Derbyshire or wherever. Or have done in the summer. We won't be doing it much longer, I don't think. We'll be fair weather cyclists.
Everyone around here tends to say hello to you when they walk past, or sort of, it's almost like a little village. You know, you walk around a little village and everyone sort of nods at you, hello, you all right?
I think it's just an exciting place to be in. It kind of feels like home, really, and that's kind of why I enjoy working here. But likewise, when I finish work, I'll grab a glass of wine and go into the cinema. And there's not many venues and places that gives you that kind of opportunity to really merge your social and your kind of professional life.